Now, today I've got 3 critical parts you need to include in your unique selling proposition to make it as effective and efficient as possible. So for those who don't know me, I'm Caroline from New Horizon Coaching. I'm a career coach and a job search strategist. So first of all, the reason why this is so important is because these days, by just a click of a button, people can apply from anywhere in the world. And so the competition in the job market has increased. It's so massive at the moment. So from a recruitment or HR point of view, you can actually tap into the global job market to find talent. So for you as a candidate, it's so important to stand out and to actually know exactly how you would present yourself. Now, whenever I talk about a unique selling proposition to anybody, they kind of cringe because they think about, oh, I need to sell myself, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. So that's why I want you to actually know the 3 critical parts to include in that proposition to be comfortable with it, but also to be able to articulate that clearly to anybody who needs to hear this. So that could be an employer, or like I said, on a networking event, or even in a performance review when you actually have to talk about yourself. So that's why it's actually important for people actually to understand what you can bring to the table, why you, because often we don't mention why us. We just list on our resumes all the skills that we have done, all the responsibilities, but we forget to take it back. So once you actually have a unique selling proposition written out, the places you use it is quite multi-channel basically. You use it on your resume to actually tell people on paper what you do, what you can bring on to the table. You use it on your LinkedIn profile to position yourself in the job market about who you are. You use it in a performance review where you actually have to talk about your added value. And most importantly, you actually use it in an interview where you have this annoying question that almost everybody asks is, tell me about yourself. So you can repurpose the content once you craft a really good one. Now, if you look at it, the people who don't have that in place, they often get stuck in their careers. They don't get chosen for the promotions that they have at work because they're not able to sell themselves. So they miss out on really great opportunities. And also they're underpaid because they actually, what happens if you don't have a clear unique selling proposition is that you undersell yourself. And because you undersell yourself, people take advantage of that, or they don't know what you can bring to the table and therefore give you a lower pay. So there are all kind of consequences of not having that in place. Now, let's dive in and really look at the 3 key elements that you need to tick off to actually make it as powerful and meaningful as possible. So the first element that is that needs to be present is you telling who you are. So, and this might really be simple. You might say, I'm an IT director. Okay, so, but you need to break it down because an IT director might mean so much, or a marketing manager. So the next level down would be like, okay, maybe I'm a national marketing manager. Maybe I'm B2B, B2C. Maybe I am specialized in product launches. Maybe maybe I'm marketing and brand, or marketing and communication manager. So you actually have to define who you are. And the way you do that, it's not simple, it's actually reverse engineer of where you want to be in 5 years' time. So you work backwards and say, like, how do I need to position myself today to get to where I want to be in 5 years' time? And that process will actually take you to, okay, a clear positioning, what will help you get to where you want to be. So first of all, so you answer the question, who you are. Then you have to actually put in place your seniority, because have you worked with the executive board, or have you worked with everybody within the organizations? Which stakeholders have you been dealing with? And the reason why this is important is because you expect a certain salary or a certain level of responsibilities. So if you create a unique selling proposition with clearly defining who you are and then who you serve or collaborate with, then you actually have already two critical parts in place. And you can tell me, like, I can work with everybody in the organization. And that's where most people go wrong. It's not about you thinking, okay, I can work with everybody. It's about, okay, how do I have to position myself to get to where I want in 5 years' time? So maybe you can work with everybody, but maybe you don't want to work with everybody. Maybe you want to position yourself as a leader and a strategist, and you want to say, like, proven track record of collaborating with the executive team. So you actually be able to really clearly define where and position yourself where you want to be. Okay, the third part is the hardest part that I see the most people struggle with. So you have to really put a lot of thought into this. And that is, what problem do you solve? You have so many people that are applying for jobs and so many candidates to choose from. And I see that so many people have difficulties defining why them. So they turn everything around what they can bring, but it's about, okay, understanding the problem you solve for your hiring manager or for a future company. So, and when you understand that, then you have a powerful, unique selling proposition, a USP that will resonate with that exact audience. So that means that would resonate with your hiring manager. So if you state, like, I specialize in developing marketing strategies for product launches, it's very different than you say, I drive a team of salespeople to actually deliver a marketing strategy. And maybe you can do it all, but you have to think, what do I really thrive in, and what do we really want to do, and what is in line with where I want to be in 5 years' time. So the three elements are, firstly, you have to clearly be able to define who you are. Secondly, you have to really be able to articulate who you collaborate with in the organization. So your seniority, that's the second part. And the third part is that you have to be able to define and pinpoint what problem you solve for an organization. So once you actually combine those 3 points and put them in your statement, you will have a huge added value or huge benefit advantage above any other candidates, because I know so many candidates that actually don't have that defined, and they struggle communicating that on their resume, communicating that on their LinkedIn profile, and really saying in an interview, this is the reason why I'm the best candidate for the job. So I hope this helped, and what I want you to do at the moment is really think about it. If you have a unique selling proposition in place, check if those 3 elements are part of it and if it's crystal clear. If you don't have one in place yet, start crafting it and start thinking about it. If you actually are ready to then go to the next step and actually put a resume together that reflects that, then go ahead and download my free resume template that will actually be a very good part of your personal branding material, as it supports that USP, and then you can actually build your entire resume and all your profile around that USP. So it's so important to get that right. So I hope this video helped you, and if you have any questions, you can always send me an email to caroline@newhorizoncoaching.com.au. Thank you very much and see you later. Bye.